Joining me, Jessica Lee, on News at 10. Our headlines for tonight. Malaysia pulls off search and rescue operation for missing diver. MOE waiting for detailed report on same set of SPM questions. The search and rescue or SAR operation for the 14-year-old Dutch diver who went missing in the waters of Pulau Tokong Sanggol last Wednesday has been called off at 1:30 p.m. today. The Mersing Police Chief Superintendent Cyril Edward Newing said this was following the information and investigation findings that the British diver Adrian Peter Chesters and French national Alexia Alexandra Molina were at a position of 16 nautical miles north of Bintan Island, Indonesia, when they were found safe early this morning. Superintendent Cyril Edwards said based on this information, the SAR team are of the opinion that search efforts should focus on Indonesian waters and the operation in Malaysian waters is temporarily suspended. He said that Indonesian counterpart has been informed of this matter and they will take over the operation in Indonesian waters. However, Malaysia's assets at sea are always at the ready. When asked about Nathan's fate, the Mersing Police Chief said the police had not received any further information on the diver.
Buat masa ini kita tidak dapat secara resmi keadaan dia bagaimana. Tetapi kita letakkan dia sebagai masih hidup. Because we don't really saw the body or whatever. Kan? Yeah? So I just put the word missing person for the time being.
Superintendent Cyril also said the Norwegian diver coach Christine Grodem, 35, who was found safe last Thursday, was in stable condition, but she was not ready to give out any statement. Meanwhile, the Johor government has sought Indonesia's help in the search and rescue operation for the 14-year-old Dutch diver. Its Menteri Besar, Dato' Onn Hafiz Ghazi, said this is based on observation that the victim, Nathan Renzi, could have been swept into Indonesian waters. The boy was among 4 foreign divers reported missing, whereby 3 of them had been rescued, including 2 who were found by local fishermen at a location south of Pengerang today. According to Dato' Onn Hafiz, all 3 divers were reported conscious and in the process of recovery. He added that the cost of treatment of all divers would be borne by the state government.
We'll do our best to find the missing 4th person, insyaAllah. So, sama-sama kita doakan misi search and rescue ini terus berjaya dan we are hoping for a speedy recovery untuk 3 mangsa yang baru dijumpai ini.
Now, the certainty in performing the Hajj this year, as granted by the Saudi Arabian government, is very meaningful to all Muslims. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Dato' Idris Ahmad, said the assurance of performing the Hajj has shown more brightly following the announcement by the Saudi government. Elaborating further on the matter through a Facebook posting, the minister said the actual Hajj quota for Malaysia will be conveyed by the Saudi Arabian government to Lembaga Tabung Haji or TH soon. He also urged all Muslims to continue praying, be patient and focus on performing the Ramadan obligations. The Saudi Ministry of Hajj and Umrah in a statement today announced that 1 million pilgrims aged under 65, both domestic and foreign, will be allowed to perform the Hajj this year. However, pilgrims must have had COVID-19 vaccinations approved by the Saudi Health Ministry and will need to present a negative PCR test taken within 72 hours of the time of departure. Dato' Idris said this piece of news was truly elating to Muslims who have been waiting patiently for 2 years to perform the Hajj, the 5th pillar of Islam. He added that TH is already prepared to ensure a smooth pilgrimage for Malaysians and is just waiting to get the quota. The Education Ministry, or MOE, is awaiting detailed report by the Examination Board regarding the usage of the same set of Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia, or SPM, questions in the second sitting of the second session, which began last Thursday. His Deputy Minister, Dr. Ma Hang Soon, said any decision on whether students would be required to resit for the examination could only be made after the ministry has gone through the report.
Saya pun baru terima maklumat tersebut. Jadi apa pun saya rasa kita kena meneliti laporan yang akan disediakan oleh lembaga peperiksaan dan kita akan bincang dan tindakan susulan yang berpatutan agar diambil.
Yesterday, numerous parties have urged relevant agencies to look into allegations saying that the same set of questions have been used for the second session of SPM 2021. The second session was specifically meant for students who were unable to sit in the first session due to COVID-19, floods, as well as exemptions approved by the Director of Examination. Now, individuals aged 21 years and under in Sarawak who have not yet been ascertained their nationalities will be issued temporary documents by the Premier Office. Now, these can serve as supporting documents in applying for health and educational facilities in the state. According to the state's Minister of Women, Early Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, KPWK, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, application for these documents can be made through the Special Committee for Nationality Status. The initiative was made to help individuals who have not yet confirmed their nationalities to obtain access to education and health.
That this exercise and the issuance of the temporary documentation is only meant for specific purpose of facilitating or assisting the stateless person in applying for access to the education and health facilities in the state, and is not dan bukan a representation nor a promise in any way, janji. It is not, ianya bukan satu representation or a promise in any way whatsoever as a means of obtaining Malaysian citizenship.
Coming up, first African swine fever case detected in Negeri Sembilan. The National Science Council, or NSC, which met yesterday, discussed the National Nanotechnology and Products Roadmap 2021-2025, which should be applied to various industries. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said that it was in line with the Industrial Revolution, or 4.0, IR 4.0, especially in fields such as smart agriculture, renewable energy, halal industry, and medical technology. Commenting further through a statement released today, the Premier said the development of nanotechnology products such as vaccines, cancer therapy drugs, medical devices, technological sensors, nanofertilizers, biomass, solar panels, as well as sweeteners and flavorings in halal products, which are in much demand in the global market. He said the National Nanotechnology and Products Roadmap would also help to create over 33,391 jobs within 5 years. He said the job opportunities encompass 5,968 highly skilled workers, semi-skilled 24,755, and 2,668 unskilled workers, and that the nanotechnology industry was expected to contribute 151.5 billion ringgit to the gross domestic product, or GDP, in a span of 5 years. Apart from that, the Premier said the meeting also discussed the supply of human capital and job market in the science, technology, engineering and mathematics, or STEM sector, which needed a comprehensive solution to enhance the country's science, technology and innovation, or STI, competitiveness. For that, he said the government took seriously the number of students in STEM, which was currently at 47%, and pure sciences at 19%. Now, applications for the Peranti Siswa Keluarga Malaysia package for higher education institution or IPT students will open starting 15th of April. Now, a total of 400,000 students from the B40 group nationwide is expected to benefit from the package. Communications and Multimedia Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa informed that applications for the initiative can be made through the students' respective campuses or via online. And this will also be made open to all long-distance learning or PJJ students.
Kalau dia key in dia punya nombor kad pengenalan atau nombor matrik, dia akan appear lah. Kalau dia tu dah sememangnya B40, tetapi saya juga tidak menafikan mungkin ada yang tercicir. Dia masih boleh juga memohon, ya. Dia boleh memohon dan kita anggapkan itu sebagai kes-kes rayuan. Cuma mungkin batch yang pertama kita sampaikan dulu kepada yang tidak ada masalah, ya. Kemudian yang dalam kes kategori rayuan tadi kita boleh sampaikan dalam shipment yang kedua, bergantung kepada jumlah peranti yang sampai.
Speaking at an event in Kota Baru, Kelantan, Tan Sri Anwar further explained that the devices to be distributed will be equipped with a manufacturer's warranty. Now, the Foreign Ministry today stressed the allegation that 10,000 Malaysians were still in Thailand illegally or overstaying as completely baseless and believe that the actual number is much smaller. Now, since the Movement Control Order, MCO, was implemented in March 2020, the Ministry and the Malaysian Consulate General in Songkhla has provided assistance to more than 2,439 Malaysians who wish to return home. Based on the records of the Consulate General, until now there are only 72 Malaysian citizens who are registered with the Consulate General and hold a border pass. Now, this number is part of the 444 Malaysian citizens who have registered with the Consulate General. The ministry statement was in response to reports claiming that more than 10,000 Malaysians were trapped in Thailand and became illegal immigrants because their border passes had expired. The Foreign Ministry explained that Thai government in February 2021 had announced that all foreign nationals holding tourist or short-term visas must leave the country or they will be penalized if they fail to do so. Emergency certificates have also been issued to holders of expired border pass to enable them to return to Malaysia. The Negeri Sembilan Veterinary Services Department today confirmed that the African swine fever or ASF disease was detected at a farm in Kampung Baru Tanah Merah Site A at Port Dickson, Negeri Sembilan. Now, State Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Committee Chairman Datuk Bakri Sawer said the disease was detected after samples were taken from 2 of the pigs at the unlicensed farm yesterday.
Ladang ini merangkumi memiliki 275 ekor dan kita ambil sampel daripada 2 ekor dan semalam kita mendapat pengesahan izin positif dan kita telah mengadakan mesyuarat pada pagi ini untuk tindakan-tindakan selanjutnya dan ia sudah dikawal. Masyarakat ataupun rakyat tak perlu bimbanglah ya, sebab ianya bukannya penyakit yang boleh berjangkit kepada manusia. Dia hanya boleh berjangkit antara babi-babi itu sahaja.
Monitoring activities around 5-kilometer radius of the area was boosted to ensure there was no movement of livestock in and out of the area. Now, all the livestock would be disposed of in accordance with the prescribed procedures and legal action would be taken against the livestock breeder involved. Datuk Bakri also said buyers are also advised to be wary should they come across offers of low prices for the sale of pork in any market. A total of 14,944 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday, with 99.56% or 14,878 of the cases in Category 1 and 2, bringing the cumulative number of COVID-19 cases in the country to 4,307,529. Now, Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah in a statement today said the remaining 66 cases reported were in Category 3, 4 and 5. Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham said of the 66 cases in Category 3, 4 and 5 reported, 11 cases involved those who had not been vaccinated or had not been fully vaccinated. 35 cases were those who have received 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine but have not received the booster dose, and 20 cases have received the booster dose. He said a total of 507 cases reported yesterday involved hospital admission, with 211 cases, or 41.6%, were in Category 3, 4 and 5, while the remaining 296 cases, or 58.4%, comprised those in Category 1 and 2. Now, on the recovery cases, there were 14,045 cases yesterday, bringing the cumulative number of COVID-19 recovery cases to 4,113,831. On the use of health facilities specifically for COVID-19 cases, the Health DG said only Selangor recorded more than 50% usage of the intensive care unit or ICU beds yesterday, which was 56%. For bed usage at the COVID-19 Low Risk Quarantine and Treatment Centre or PKRC, no state recorded more than 50%. On the infectivity rate or RT value for yesterday, it was 0.84 nationwide, with Selangor still recording the highest rate of 0.96 and Kelantan at the lowest rate with 0.65. Kian Meng, Lai Ping-jing are just one win away from ending a 5-year title drought after storming into the mixed doubles final of the Korea Open today. Now, the world number 10 brilliantly clawed their way back from 2018 down in the second game to claim a 21-13, 22-20 win over Indonesia's Rinov Rivaldi and Peter Haningtyas Mentari in Suncheon City. Kian Meng, who last set foot in the finals of the World Series at the 2019 Singapore Open, only took 46 minutes to defeat the 6th seeds in straight sets of 21-13, 22-20 at the Palmer Stadium, Suncheon. Kian Meng initially did not have much problems and easily tamed the opponents in the first set. In the second set, the second seeds, however, received fierce resistance from the Indonesians, who tried to drag the game to the decider but did not prevail. Now, Kian Meng and Beijing, who were the only Malaysians to reach the semi-finals of the tournament, will be up against host pair Ko Sung-hyun, Yom Hae-won in the final tomorrow. Sung-hyun and Hae-won had earlier beaten compatriots Kim Won-ho, Jeong Na-yoon in the other semi-final tie, also in straight sets of 21-9, 21-15. And that's it from us this evening. Our headlines for tonight: Malaysia calls off SAR operations for missing diver. For the latest update, tune in to updates at noon tomorrow at 12:30 on TV2 and saluran Berita RTM. Before we go, we will leave you with a clip of a life-size F1 McLaren engine built using 288,315 Lego bricks by the Lego Group and McLaren F1 engineering teams. Salam keluarga Malaysia. I'm Jessica Lee. Good night.